David Sobelman, and I am the writer of The Passion of Kurelek, a feature-length docudrama about the troubled life of William Kurelek, who was at the time one of Canada's most successful and beloved painters. I'll talk today about the process of screenplay writing because it may be of interest to you that these kinds of docudramatic screenplays, which come up every once in a while, have certain parameters and requirements, and the first of which, and before you even decide whether you can or not, or are interested, especially in this do-it-yourself age, when anybody can take a camera and go out and make a film, is in this subject matter, do I have deep access? Deep access means, can I get the subjects, can I get the background story, and of course, can I get the rights to the materials? That's what separates the amateur do-it-yourself filmmaker from the professional who goes out, in this case, getting the rights to the paintings, getting the rights to the letters, and getting the rights to his autobiography. And that is sort of the first parameter that you have to look at when you're thinking of a docudramatic biopic about someone who is well known and was at the time famous. The second parameter that you need to discuss with yourself is, what kind of research can I afford to do? How far can I investigate the story of this life? In Kurelek's case, there was this autobiography, but there were hundreds of letters, and there were these 11 best-selling books, and he had been on television during the 60s and 70s for various newsworthy items, like he wanted to build an atomic shelter, and of course he was the first one in Toronto to ever think of building an atomic shelter, and people thought he was crazy. Things like that, and how you're going to find the rights to film them, are going to determine what you're going to be putting in your script. Your script is going to have the format of a fiction film, but it is going to have all the details of a documentary details that are inherently to do with a person's life. And that leads us to the third thing. These are the three things: so access, research, and the third and most important thing, and where I have done over 40 of these in the last 30 years, where very few succeed, like my Runaways, 24 Hours on the Street, was obviously a great success. Marshall McLuhan's Wake was a great success. Now we hope for Kurelek to be a great success, but for such a film to actually cut through all the noise that surrounds Kurelek and his market worth, for example, which is climbing. It so happens still climbing, and the Tate Gallery, for example, recently got donated 6 major Kureleks. So that the question is, what kind of a story can I tell that is, first of all, true and authentic to the character, because that's a de rigueur, that's docudrama, but that is, in effect, not been told before, first of all, not been told before, and second, and this is the key to all these films, and sometimes you see a 20-year-old film and you feel it, and as an audience we're sophisticated enough to know, to sense, can I tell a story that will stand the test of time? In other words, it's not enough to be an auteur, to tell the story in a personal, singular way, but the films that last, the films that transcend the moment, because a film can be there for 6 weeks and then disappear. films like My McLuhan's Wake, which was done 10 years ago and is still being shown. And every time I hear that, you know, a university in Brazzaville and a university in Argentina is asking for permission to show it, you know that something about this film stands the test of time. And this test of time is something that you, the writer, you who have been assigned to pull together the blueprint, because that's all it is, it's a blueprint. In effect, screenplay writing is a lesser art and more of a craft, because the real artist, the person who will take your blueprint and make it into something, is the director. And in film, it's the director's medium. So the thing that, the last and third thing, and I'll end there, is that you need to pretty well go deep into yourself and question the reason you're telling the story the way you're telling it, and answer yourself the question, do I believe it will stand the test of time? To finish with Kurelek, after about 17 days of writing wrong scenes, one night, slightly inebriated, for the fun of it really, I decided to just cut and paste a few pieces of paper, only of his words, and put them together and see if I could clean it up as a text. And that was the night the penny dropped. And as those of you who will read the excerpt in Exile know, this is a film told by Kurelek, in his own voice, played by an actor who throughout the film is writing the autobiography upon which the story is based. And it's called Someone With Me. And in principle, those are the few parameters that went into The Passion of Kurelek.